Skills.
Reguilon, it's Lucas Moura, it's Lamela, it's got in. Eric Lamela has arrived with a goal.
It's a good pick out by Reguilon actually on the volley to Lucas Moura. And then it's all about the imagination of Lamela.
That's brilliant.
And nutmeg on the way too.
And it comes to Odegaard, deflected in. It is 1-1. And Arsenal gets some reward. Odegaard, having scored his first goal for the club in midweek, gets his first Premier League goal for Arsenal in a derby as well. What a ball to Lacazette! What a challenge, but it's a penalty.
Yeah, my initial reaction was that he actually blocked the shot. But he's not, has he? I mean, Lacazette has sliced it almost an air shot.
Lacazette fires it home. That's the perfect penalty. And Arsenal come from behind to lead Tottenham as the old rivalry surfaces again.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Hello, this is episode 46 of FPL Bros, and I'd just like to say I hate FPL. I hate it, I hate the players, I hate the Premier League, but I don't hate you, Eric.
Oh, thank you.
My friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, as you can imagine, I'm just feeling really low about the game week just gone. Pardon?
What's happened? What's happened?
Yeah. Well, what's happened? How long have you got? It was such a massive disappointment, and I'm jacking it in. I'm deleting the FPL app, and you know. Anyway, we'll get on to that soon enough, I'm sure. But yeah, I just want to say, anybody who's listening to the YouTube version of this, we've now got an index in the description, so you can skip to all your favourite bits. You know, if you want to hear the predictions, or if you want to hear our player picks, it's all indexed down at the bottom. So, you know, anytime you're listening, or if you have to stop and go and do something else and you miss your place, we can take you right where you want to go. So that's good. Yeah.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Right, so let's just get on to the painful part.
Yeah.
And which is the scores for what game week would it have been? Just gone.
Game week 29?
No, it was 28. We got 29 coming up.
Okay, 28. My bad.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, not quite there. All right then. So I started with 51 points, and I mean, I guess it was okay, but I think the reason I'm so peed off is because of Ricardo Pereira. I got him like 4 game weeks ago because I thought Leicester were playing really well, and they had like a block of good fixtures, and he's done absolutely nothing in every single one of them. Right? He does nothing. He's doing nothing against Newcastle. He's doing nothing against Brighton. He's doing nothing, right? So this game week just gone, Leicester played Sheffield United. And I thought, well, you know, at least he's going to get something against Sheffield United. And he only goes and gets himself injured while they pick up a clean sheet and score 5 goals. And I remember I kept pressing refresh on my phone because I was thinking, no, Leicester are doing really well. Why has he only got 1 point? What the hell? Yeah. So 51 points. Like a lot of people, I captained Harry Kane. And even though I kind of knew that Arsenal would probably do well, I just thought that he would still score. And I think he hit the post, didn't he? But it wasn't good enough. And
Kane was unlucky.
I suppose so. But yeah, obviously we also got an injured Son into the bargain, and only God knows what's happening there.
Yeah.
They say it's a muscle problem, might be his hamstring. Of course, the last time they said that, he played and he got like 11 points, I think. But I mean, I don't know what to do. But we'll get onto that soon enough.
Yeah.
How about you, Derek? Or do you want to relive your
I
game
mean,
28?
I did terribly. I got 41 points, and Kane was my vice captain, who got the double points because Gundogan didn't start. So yeah, I'm not even gonna go through it. To be fair, the only person who really returned for me was not John Stones, Cancelo, and that was it. Everyone else, oh yeah, and Adams. Sorry, Adams has returned for me 2 weeks in a row now, but everyone else blanked or got the minimum points.
Yeah, they can all go to hell, can't they? Honestly,
Yeah.
what do we pay these footballers for? But yeah, I think most most of the so-called big hitters either didn't play or they did absolutely nothing. Fernandes did nothing. Salah
Yeah,
did nothing. De Bruyne didn't play. I suppose it was a good week to have a bad week.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so now we've got game week 29 to look forward to.
Which is a blank game week for some fixtures for some teams.
Yeah.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Also, obviously, North London is red now. Least. We're recording after the Europa League nights, and somehow Spurs contrived to get themselves knocked out. And Arsenal, on the other hand, even though they lost, they're still going through. And Olympiacos gave them a scare, but they still hung on. And I mean, we could kind of just freestyle for a little bit before we get on to player picks and predictions. But I mean, I did mention Aubameyang in the chat. I don't know if you had any thoughts on him at all.
What, in Europa or Premier League?
Well, I
'Cause
mean, it's kind of just generally. Tomorrow, to be honest, I
generally,
thought,
he was disappointing. Obviously, when he came late to the game, where he got benched. He's still obviously a clinical striker and one of Arsenal's best players. Even though he hasn't really been showing that as much recently, but we do know he can explode. So for me, Aubameyang is obviously still Aubameyang, but right now there are questions obviously as to, is he worth putting in your team with all the other potential picks out there? I think right now none of the midfielders are really overperforming or performing outstandingly that you would think twice about putting Aubameyang in your team. So it's probably worth it.
yeah, no, I mean, I think Arsenal have quite a tasty looking run, bar one or two fixtures coming up. Obviously, they play in the blank game week, which is always a bonus, and
Yeah.
it's West Ham that they've got, which, depending on how you look at it, could be a good game or a bad game. And then after that, they do have Liverpool. Again, not necessarily the tough fixture that we might have said a couple of months ago.
No, definitely.
And then they've got Sheffield United, which this is mouth-watering at the moment, and and then they've got Fulham. I mean, again, they might not be all that easy, but at the same time, you wouldn't expect Fulham to blow them away, and Arsenal could still get something in the game. And then they've got Everton, who have been keeping clean sheets. The Newcastle after that. I think if you like to take a big risk, if you like to take a big punt, I'd say you could do worse than Aubameyang. Obviously, I mean, Arteta says that whole thing about him being disciplined is water under the bridge, but quite rightly, a few people are still wondering if he's going to get played. Exactly. But as you said before, he's one of their best players. Most of the goals come through him. I think he's on penalties. Have I got that wrong? Is it Lacazette or Aubameyang? I don't know.
Aubameyang takes penalties when he is on the pitch, followed by Laka, I think.
Followed by Laka. One frustrating thing I will say about Aubameyang, because I have owned him several times in the past, is that a lot of the time he will score in the hard games and he does nothing in the easy ones.
Yeah.
So there might still be a bit of that to come. But
Basically
considering
the opposite of Bruno Fernandes.
yeah, because considering that Manchester United's fixtures are stiffening up a bit, and with Man City, you never know what you're going to get, and Leicester don't really have any midfielders to offer us with Harvey Barnes and James Maddison out, and Grealish is still out, and we don't know what we're getting with Spurs either. You could do worse.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to move on? Is there anything else you wanted to touch
I
on?
think we've kind of covered the main things.
Yeah.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Right then. So we will do the player picks and predictions, and we might as well do all the games which are happening for Game Week 29, as there's only 4 of them. So the first one is Fulham versus Leeds.
Yep. So Fulham have been keeping, well, they've been playing quite well defensively, haven't they? They've been getting some draws and wins in the recent fixtures. Leeds obviously have been playing well as well and getting some goals in. It's going to be I think it's going to be a tougher fixture than it initially looked. A couple of weeks ago, we might have gone, Leeds are going to destroy them, but Leeds played well against Chelsea, where they managed to keep a clean sheet. And obviously, this Chelsea side is doing quite well in form. They beat Everton. So it's a tough one. Leeds are playing well. Fulham are playing well. Obviously, they beat Liverpool. And they showed a very good defensive display against Liverpool. Yeah. And then, obviously, they lost to Man City, but that's Man City. You don't really count them. They're a bit abnormal. So I think it's going to be a good fixture defensively for both sides, but it will ultimately come down to who's got more attacking force, and I think that is probably Leeds. So I would put Leeds to win that fixture, but not by much.
No, I got to agree with you as well. The only other thing I would add is that apparently the amount of shots that Leeds are taking or chances they're creating is been going down lately as well. It's possible that Bielsa, a lot of people say, "Oh, Leeds are great to watch. There's always goals." But it's quite possible Bielsa doesn't like that because it's one thing to win games, but it's also another thing to lose them if you're not defending well. I think Leeds are quite bad at set pieces. So, and then Fulham have been defending well. So it wouldn't be unreasonable not to expect a lot of goals in that game. It really wouldn't. I'd still like to think that Leeds have got it because everybody on that pitch just runs and runs and runs. I think Calvin Phillips is coming back. I don't know what the story is with Bamford. A lot of people are convinced that he will play. Yeah.
I don't know whether it's injured or not. I don't really.
No. So, I mean, obviously the threats are there. If he plays, Rafinha obviously also is a threat as well. And the Leeds, they just keep going. So they're not quite as dangerous as they used to be. But like a 1-0 to them, I think, that's a likely result. All right, then. Yeah. Brighton versus Newcastle.
I think a Brighton win there. They're solid, Brighton, especially defensively. And Newcastle don't really have the attacking threat. If I'm not mistaken, isn't one of the attackers injured?
What, Newcastle?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the skinny, my friend. Newcastle have... oh, God. Okay, Callum Wilson, Almiron, and St. Maximin are all out. However, Callum Wilson has been pictured in training. Now, he wasn't pictured training with everybody else, but he is off the physio table. So that might be something to keep an eye out for. Really be back for that game. Even then, though, the thing about Brighton is actually apparently the defence is quite good and has been lately. And so even if Callum Wilson's back, I can't see him starting, and even if he is on the pitch without St. Maximin and Almiron, it's going to be difficult for him to make a difference. I think that's a Brighton clean sheet. I'm not entirely sure whether Brighton could put it away, though, because they create so many chances and they just can't finish them. And to me,
Yeah.
that just says that their strikers are no good. I mean, I can't think of any other way to put it. Really, I don't know. Is that being harsh?
No, I think that's a fair comment to make.
Mm.
I mean, looking at where they both are in terms of the table, they're not far apart. They've got 1 point between them,
Mm.
and goal difference wise, it's more to do with the goals conceded, where Newcastle have more than Brighton. So
Mm.
this is why I probably see Brighton winning because they've got a slightly better defense than Newcastle. But yeah, you're right. Brighton create more chances, but they don't really finish all of them off. And
Uh,
Newcastle do have a lot of their attacking threat missing, so I don't see them being as likely to score against Brighton as I do see Brighton being able to score against them. So based on
Yeah.
that, once again, I reckon Brighton would probably nick it. If not, then it's going to be a ball draw.
Yeah, or it's just going to be one of those wasteful games where Maupay and what's the other what's the other one they've got up front? God, I forgot the name of the other striker because he
It
doesn't
starts
score
with
enough.
C.
Who is it?
It starts with a C, doesn't it?
Ah,
I know you're talking about though.
yeah,
Like
no,
four
they're
points
just going to.
something. He's very cheap as well, isn't he?
I think so. They're just going to keep taking loads of shots and not scoring. But who knows? Maybe it'll be a Lewis Dunk free kick, 1-0 to Brighton.
Yeah, Dunk is
Um,
someone I have faith in.
yeah,
Is it
I have to admit,
Connolly? That's it, isn't it?
yeah, he's
Uh,
one of them. But there's another guy they've got up front who also keeps missing all the time.
You're not talking
Uh,
about Danny, are you?
about
Danny.
Welbeck.
Oh no, he's what's it called? He's currently on he's currently at thingy, what's it called? Watford, ignore me.
Oh right. Oh okay then. Yeah. All right. Excuse me. Okay. West Ham versus the Arsenal.
No wait. Sorry, am I getting
No,
confused? Danny Welbeck's at Brighton, isn't he?
he is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was
So was
thinking,
I
wait,
talking about Welbeck? No, because he
it must
hardly
be
ever
Welbeck.
starts.
He
Does
doesn't start off it, no.
No, to be honest, I don't see why he shouldn't because he looks lively every time he comes on to me. And that's bound to result in something.
He is very bad,
Trossard,
yeah.
that's the other one I was
Oh,
thinking of.
Trossard, yeah, the midfielder.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, no, yeah, that's right. He's a midfielder, but he also takes a lot of shots and they just don't go
Yeah,
in. Yeah, we got there in the end.
yeah.
Um,
Yes.
yeah,
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
so yeah, West Ham versus Arsenal at the London Stadium.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
I
tough one. You go first.
All right then. Yeah, it is a tough one because West Ham generally are looking good these days. And to be fair to Arsenal, when they want to defend, they can do as well, and they're also always capable of scoring goals. But you can never really quite write West Ham off. I mean, I don't know if they're going to keep improving or whether they've reached the level that they're going to reach, or maybe this is the time for their form to dip a little bit. I mean, some people have already said that there's some teams who are guaranteed to stay in the league and they're not going for Europe, so they're taking their foot off the gas completely. But West Ham, they're dreaming of Europe, aren't they? And I still haven't given a prediction after all that. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to chicken out and say a score draw in that case, because I think Arsenal have got enough to breach West Ham. But I think the same goes for West Ham because they're so well organised and they've got dangerous people all over the pitch. Not least Jamaica's new wonder star, Mikel.
Yeah. Do you know what? I agree with you on this. I think both teams will score, but I do think West Ham will win it just because their form recently has been amazing. Mikel's been on great form. Lingard stepped up, been on great form. They've just got most of the players they have are just on really good form at the moment and are real attacking threats. So I just see West Ham winning it. But Arsenal do have a lot of firepower and I don't see them not being able to score.
Oh, that's a pretty good prediction. Okay, then last not least, Aston Villa versus Spurs.
Yeah,
Okay,
for me, that's a Spurs win, especially after their exit in the Europa League. Jose is going to be rallying the troops and giving them one of his Jose-like talks and benching everyone and playing the reserves. So, yeah,
You know what? I actually think you're absolutely right as well. The thing about Jose, I've been thinking about this for a while after the North London derby, because so many people were surprised that Spurs lost, but I really wasn't. And the reason for that is that I think Jose's gotten to the stage in his career where he has disappointments, but they're really big ones. He doesn't disappoint you in small ways. He disappoints you in really, really big ways. So things will be going well, and then there'll be just a massive slip up. And that just seems to be a hallmark of how things go with him at the moment. I mean, I don't know if Spurs are going to give him more time. To be fair, he does need to fix that defense up a little bit, but I'm not going to keep making excuses of the guy. So, Jose being Jose, he knows how to manage a good team, and he knows how to get the best out of Spurs. And after the big disappointment of tonight, I think they will come back. The thing about Villa is that they're okay, but they're not quite up there. And I don't know if Grealish is going to be back. And without him, they just struggle, to be fair. And, they've got some sort of average players. And, if they're on it, they can give you a tough time. But on paper, Spurs is just better. And so I think that's a Spurs win as well. And who knows, they might even manage 2 or 3 goals. But we can dare to dream. Because I know a lot of people are planning on having Spurs players that week. So yeah, I'm going to give everybody a bright-eyed prediction. I'm going to give them good encouragement and optimism. That's where you need to stop players. Yeah. So yeah, that's the predictions. Okay.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
So we move on to player picks now. And do you want to go first, or shall I take this one first?
Go first.
All right. Okay. Cool. Right then. There's not an awful lot to pick from as either. And the thing about these blank game weeks, I'll just say really quickly, is that sometimes it's not just a case of having a player who's going to play, because even though there's very few players who are playing, even less of them are actually going to do anything. And there's bound to be a few surprises. So it's difficult. It is difficult. But I've been having a look, and I think some of them are quite obvious, really, but I'm going to say them anyway. Number one, I think you should be looking at the man that is Jay Lings. Just got his England recall, Jesse Lingard, and it's undeniable that he's making a difference at West Ham. Even though he didn't play in their last game because it was against Man United, I think before then he had 4 returns in 5 games or something ridiculous like that. And I think he's like only 6.9 million or something. Actually, I should probably check that out before I talk any further. But now some people are like, oh, it can't last. There's a reason why Manchester United loaned him out. He's had good form like this before. 2 or 3 seasons ago, he was really blazing, and then he just started to disappoint. But I think he can keep it up. There isn't any reason why he can't. So, ignore him at your peril. Jesse Lingard, and he is yours for 6.1. Okay, so he's even cheaper than I thought.
That's actually great.
Yeah. Next, I think you should look at Maja at Fulham. I don't think he played in their last game, but again, like we just said, Fulham are playing well. He looks dangerous. He's got Lookman supplying him with bullets, and he gets 1 or 2 chances, he puts the ball away. I don't think Newcastle are going to give Fulham too much trouble, which will allow them to attack more and give him the chance of getting a return. So Maja at Fulham, playing up front, and he is yours for 5.5. So again, they're all bargains here. It's bargain basement up in here. We're doing bargains. Right. And then finally, I'm going to go for a Brighton player, Veltman. He's a defender, and mainly because they're going to be. Oh, sorry, did I say Fulham were playing Newcastle? I got that wrong, didn't I?
You meant Villa.
Villa. No,
That's
wait.
fine.
They're playing Spurs. No, Leeds.
Fulham are playing Villa. Spurs
yes.
are playing. No, Fulham are playing
Leeds.
Leeds. Spurs are playing Villa.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, sorry. So, Maja, will he score against Leeds? Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, of course.
Because, with Leeds, it's all gung-ho. They're not quite as gung-ho as they used to be, but, anything could happen, a set piece. And then Veltman, because Brighton are playing Newcastle, and he's a defender, so he's going to keep a clean sheet. Simple as that. And Veltman costs...
He's in the 4 million range, probably 4.5.
Is he?
3.
Cost even less than I thought he did. 4.4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my picks.
Nice picks. So my first player pick, Dunk, obviously, like we discussed, he had a goal in his last fixture, an involvement in a goal in the last fixture, I can't remember, but obviously he's solid, he's going to be a starter, and we always know he's an aerial threat. So that's my first pick. My second pick is going to be, now I was indecisive between Saka and Aubameyang, because Saka is in great form at the moment, but I think after being rested in his game against in the last Arsenal game in the Premier League, I do think Aubameyang should start. Especially as the captain, they can't keep him off the pitch like that. It just wouldn't sit right.
No.
So I think Aubameyang. I've gone with Aubameyang over Saka. I just do think that Arsenal have a lot to prove right now, especially after being knocked out. Same way Spurs do, which obviously links me to my third. Sorry, not knocked out, after losing their last game. So after losing to Olympiacos, even though they've gone through, they do need to, kind of get their game up, so to speak. And like I said, Aubameyang didn't play that last game. He hasn't got a goal since his involvement. It's probably I think it was 2 games ago when he played against Burnley. He scored.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He needs to get some goals up. He missed that Tottenham game. He was on the bench, and he's going to be gutted about that. So he's going to definitely want to get stuck into the next game and get some goals. And then my final pick is going to be a Tottenham player. So with, I know they're going to obviously be playing Villa, but with Son potentially out, I think it will be down to Bale to try and link up with Kane. We've already seen they've got a good connection, those two. And like I said to you, that after that loss, Jose is going to have a lot to say to the team. So he's most likely going to be rallying them up and getting them ready to put the shift in. Now, Bale wasn't involved in the loss that they just had where they lost 3-0. So he's going to be, in my opinion, starting in this next game. So he came on as a sub, but he wasn't involved in the starting lineup. So I reckon he's going to be starting the game.
Yeah.
And he's going to be linking up well with Kane. Kane won't get dropped. We all know that. But a lot of some other players might do because of their performance. So, yeah, that's my final player.
Nice. Cool. I like it. Again, the Spurs not to be missed there. Okay.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Right, I think we're getting to the end of this episode. There was another thing I wanted to mention, that we actually got a follow on Twitter from Fantasy Football Geek.
Oh, lovely.
And, yeah, I know. So those of you who don't know, I've been checking them out. Fantasy Football Geek, it does exactly what it says on the tin. This guy is a complete geek when it comes to fantasy football. So all the stats are there, all the analysis is there, and it's very, very in-depth analysis. This guy kind of gets under the skin of everything. Plus, another good thing about his website that I noticed is that he has a lot of contributions as well. People making contributions to the site with their articles talking about their teams as well. So there's a nice spread of opinion and tactics and different strategies and ways of tackling the game. But for a one-stop shop of analysis, defense, attack, defending players, attacking players, midfielders, all the stuff that people like to see is their XG and form and all the rest of it. It's all there. He updates his site all the time. And obviously he likes FPL Bros on Twitter, or I assume he likes us. I mean, who wouldn't like us there? But yeah, sorry?
So who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't, yeah. So Fantasy Football Geek, I think it's fantasyfootballgeek.co.uk. And unless I'm mistaken, the Twitter handle is ffgeek at ffgeek. So thanks for the follow. Yeah, we're following you back. And if you like us, go check him out as well. Go check out his website and go check out him on Twitter.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
All right then. Well, I think that's it. We come to the end of this week's pod. Thanks very much for joining in. Appreciate it. No, it's all busy life, and it's been a horrible game week, but there's always the next one to look forward to. So upliftment, green arrows all round, Bale hat trick, Maja hat trick, then a dunk, clean sheet, and goal.
And a few assists.
Yeah. All right then. So that's a goodbye for me.
That's a good night for me as well, guys.
Okay. Bye everyone.